Okay, so here we are with another one of our Marvel Legends Black Panther Wakanda Forever unboxings. And this is Okoye. So here we have a look at the package. Nice picture of the figure on the front. It's the stupid plasticless packing, so you just get a photo of the figure on the front. A nice piece of artwork of her on the side. Excellent likeness of the actress. I don't remember her name, but she was on Walking Dead. So very popular character on that show, and she was a popular character in the movie. Actually wound up joining the Avengers in Endgame. So yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and open this up. You can see that she comes with one of the Build-A-Figure pieces, and it's Atuma's head. Where did I put Atuma's torso? Where did that go? Yeah, there it is. Because I wanna be putting it together as I open it up. The main reason I bought every figure in this wave was so I could put together a Tuma, and I got these at Ollie's. Good stuff cheap. See the tag on there, and it says $9.99. And I actually paid a bit less than $9.99 for this figure because it was when they were having like I think 25% off all toys at that time. This was like right before Christmas, so I was able to get all these figures for about $7 a piece. I think like 7.50. I think is what it wound up being. That's how math works, right? All right, so here we got a little paper envelope here with her weapons in it, and we've got a spear, which I'm sure is vibranium. Got a little bit warped in the package. That's gonna happen. And then there's this, which I think is a really neat weapon. Little sword-like weapon, but it's kind of more like a short spear, like what Shaka Zulu had. If you remember, he was a historical figure, one of the great chieftains of Africa. But I remember Shaka Zulu from the miniseries that was on Fox in like the late '80s, early '90s, and Shaka was actually the guy that was one of the inspirations for the character of Black Panther in the first place. That's why his father's name is T'Chaka. They put like actually Shaka is spelt like with a T at the beginning of it oftentimes, but it's like a soft T like Chaka. But I don't know if like an English speaking tongue can really do it justice. But yeah, so T'Chaka, the father of T'Challa, was named after Shaka. So there actually is some historical significance to that. All right, so let's go ahead and get the rest of the figure out of the package. And we got another paper envelope, and I suspect this is going to be Atuma's head in here. Now, Atuma in the comics had a very distinct helmet, and I think that they did an interesting job of executing Atuma's helmet in the movie. And you can see it's like the skull of a hammerhead shark. So that looks really cool. So we can go ahead and pop Atuma's head on and say it with me in your best Arnold Schwarzenegger voice. It's not Atuma. Actually, it is Atuma. So he looks pretty cool. Like I gotta say, they did a good job of executing Atuma into live action. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I am a big fan of Submariner, and Atuma is one of his most prominent enemies. So glad to have Atuma as part of my collection. And I don't think she has an alternate head or anything like that. She's just got the two spear weapons. So let's go ahead and open her up. And there's Okoye out of the package. They did a really nice job with her costume, I think. Got this necklace is actually a separate piece, which that's a nice little added detail. They didn't need to do that. They probably could have actually just sculpted the necklace onto the figure, and I don't think anybody would have complained. Hi there, Sean Franklin. How you doing today? Good to see you. So we're opening up more of our Black Panther Wakanda Forever figures that I got from Ollie's. So, and she's got like shoulder armor that's like a separate piece that's glued on. So this is a really good likeness of the actress too. It really looks like her, I think. So I think it's just as good a likeness as the one that we saw on Nakia of Lupita Nyong'o. I think that was a really good one too. Let's go ahead and pick up some of this stuff. It's just getting on my nerves. Sorry, you're just gonna have to put up with me putting this stuff all back together. I don't like to. I got so much clutter around here already. Like, if I can get it down to one piece of clutter, then, then that's good. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about her articulation. Okoye actually can't look up that far, which is surprising to me. I would figure she would be able to look up a bit farther. She's not like it's not like her head is encumbered by any hair, and she's got a nice neck joint on. There we go. I got it to work. Okay, so she can look really far. That's really good. And she's got like a little bit of overspray on her scalp. There's like a slightly darker shade. I don't know if that's supposed to be, is that supposed to be like makeup, or is that supposed to be like stubble from when she shaved her head? I think it's supposed to be like a tattoo, actually. I don't know. I don't think they ever actually explain what that is in the movie, and it's hard for me to tell in the figure. And the figure, I almost thought at first it was like stubble from when she shaved her head, but no, it's like I think it's like a tattoo, actually. It looks pretty cool. I like it. Uh, a lot of good detail in the suit, like the textures of it and everything. And of course, it's got lots of different colors. It's a mostly red suit with some brown trim and some orange panels here and there on the top, and then brown pants, like a really dark brown. But you can see there's all kinds of good detail sculpted into it. And then she's got this breechcloth piece, which comes down as like a long skirt here. And thankfully, since it is kind of split up, it's not going to interfere with her articulation too much. And unlike Kang that we opened the other day, they still used a fairly pliable piece of plastic here, so it's not like as rigid as what we had on Kang. And she doesn't have any extra hands like Nakia had, but I'm gonna want her to be able to hold her spear with two hands anyway. That's something that is probably more important, I think, than having fist hands. I usually like don't keep fist hands on figures unless they're characters that I don't really want to have hold accessories anyway. Like Superman, I don't mind having fists, and I would probably prefer for him to have fists. So I'm not gonna like Superman's not gonna be holding guns and knives. Superman's gonna have fists. That's fine. But Batman generally I prefer for him to have like gripping hands and you know at least one gripping hand. He can have one solid fist. Why Terminator kill human? Well, that's Terminator's function. That's what he's made for. He's supposed to. That's yeah. The better question is why would Terminator not kill humans? And usually that's because somebody who got a hold of a Terminator reprogrammed him, like in Terminator 2. How remember the T-800 was one that was captured and reprogrammed by John Connor and sent back into the past to protect himself from the T-1000. So and even then, like T-800 was still killing people until John Connor told him not to, and you had to obey John Connor. So I really like both of the Terminator movies. I really like both of the Terminator movies, all two of them. So I meant what I said. Terminator 3 was okay, and God, what was the one with Christian Bale in it? I'm drawing a blank on the name of that one. Salvation. That one was okay. I liked that one all right. And they did right by having some Guns N' Roses in there, because John Connor is always a big fan of Guns N' Roses, so that was cool. But yeah, it's too bad they never made any Terminator movies again. That was just those two. That was it. Yeah, but the next two technically were okay, I guess. But Terminator 2 is just a tough act to follow in general. Like, you would think it would be hard to make a sequel to equal the first Terminator, and then they actually do it. And even when James Cameron came back, he wasn't able to save Terminator, unfortunately. But maybe they'll do a good Terminator movie again one day. Who knows? So here we go. Here's her with the spear, since it's a little warped, and I'm gonna have her with the short spear as well, so we can get a look at that, and then I'll get back onto the articulation because I got distracted. So got distracted and started talking about the weapons. But we'll go ahead and I like the short spear. That's cool. Speaking of short spears, we do have the Sun Man figure coming up from Masters of the Universe. I'm going to have that as my final Black History Month figure. Is going to be Sun Man, and we're going to use that to segue into doing some more Masters of the Universe at the beginning of March. So that's going to be my plan after that. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up. We've got superpowers. We've got G.I. Joe. We've got just a ton of stuff. We've got more McFarlane DC Multiverse, of course. Always got more McFarlane DC Multiverse. So anyway, that having been said, let's get back to the articulation. So of course, Okoye's arms rotate all the way around, and they move up about that far, give or take. Those shoulder plates are going to get in the way. That's just going to happen. And she does have a bicep swivel, and it is a cut right where you see that brown band, which I'm sure is supposed to be what holds the armor onto her shoulder. And then she's got double jointed elbows, excellent range of motion at the elbows, and her wrists rotate all the way around. And this one has a horizontal joint, so it moves back and forth like so. And this one has a horizontal joint, so it moves back and forth like so. Again, I'm marveling at the detail on this figure. There's a lot of good details. You can see like the bracelets, like the kind of ringed pattern there. It's just there's a lot of textures to this suit as it's designed in the movie, and I think they did it justice. They really did. So she's got the cool torso articulation right under the rib cage, so we can move that around any which way we want to. No waist articulation doesn't look like, but that's typical with female Marvel Legends figures. Is they usually just have the joint under the torso, and that's about it. Okoye can kick up about that far, which is pretty good considering how she's got this skirt piece that kind of gets in the way, and she can almost do the splits no problem, but it's still like the skirt kind of hinders that somewhat, but that's to be expected. She does have a thigh cut, so the thigh rotates all the way around. She's got double jointed knees. That's about the range of motion we get at the knees. And there's no boot cut on this figure because honestly, her boots are rather tall. So you can see how they wouldn't exactly accommodate a boot cut really well unless they put actually put a cut in the boot. But usually the boot cut starts at the top of the boot. That's why it's called a boot cut. Okoye's ankle has a really good range of articulation, points all the way down like that and points all the way up like that. So that's excellent, and it does rotate all the way around because it's that cool Hasbro rocker ankle. So pretty decent figure, and if you're a fan of the MCU, you're going to want to have this figure in your collection. Not only, like I said, is she an important character in the Black Panther films, but she also becomes a member of the Avengers in Endgame, and she's an important character in that. So, damn, that's a good likeness. They did a great job with this. This is a good figure. So I'm pretty happy with how this figure turned out. That's pretty much the story of this. I don't really have anything else to say about it. So good figure, definitely worth picking up, especially if you're in Ollie's and you get one for like $10. But I think she's still fairly affordable on various online retailers. So you can check there. So let's see what I'm gonna open up next. Pull out my big old bag of Marvel Legends here. We got T'Challa himself. We're saving him for last. Submariner. Got Namor. So let's see what parts we got. Namor comes with one of the arms. Everett Ross comes with one of the arms and weapons. I think he comes with all the weapons. Looks like he comes with all the weapons. So let's go ahead. We'll do. I definitely want to do some Black Panther last. Let's save him for last. Uh, and then this dude comes with one of the legs. So Black Panther comes with one leg, and White Panther comes with the other leg. So I think next I'm gonna open Namor. I'm going to open Namor next. That's what's going to be on the next episode. And I'm going to do that because since Everett Ross comes with both of the weapons, I'm going to want to have both arms so that he can hold both of the weapons. But yeah, I'm looking forward to opening up Namor. I'm not going to say Namor. We're not saying that. It's Namor. It's been Namor in the comics for like, 70 years practically now. So I'm sticking with Namor. Yeah, when Marvel Comics #1 would have come out in 1939. So let's see, 40 plus 6. Oh, almost 80 years now, hasn't it been? Yeah, it's probably been about 80 years. Let's see. Let's do the math. I'm not Hulk, not good at math. Let's see if I can if my computer will cooperate and actually. I just want a calculator. Please just give me the calculator. My computer is so slow. Calculator. This is like the simplest app, so it should open up. Okay. Taking its time, taking its sweet time. Okay, so 20, 25. This is like the simplest math in the world, but I'm just so bad at math. 2025 minus 1939. That is 86 years this character has been around, and he's been called Namor for 86 years. And then they decided to pronounce it Namor when he's finally in a live action movie. But I don't care. He's Namor to me. He's always going to be Namor to me. And more importantly, he's always going to be the Submariner to me. But we'll talk more about this on the next episode because that's going to be that. I know it's a Black History Month theme, and I'm opening a guy who's at least coded as Mexican. I believe the actor actually is Mexican, but he's in the Black Panther movie and he's part of this wave. And so, like I said, they're not all gonna be they're not only gonna be black characters. We open up this month. Everett Ross, Bilbo Baggins himself. He's the Tolkien white guy. So we'll get around to opening that. And yeah, I'm gonna do that joke again when I open him up. And I don't know who the hell this character is because they don't have a bio on the back. I'm not familiar with him. He must be one from a more recent comic, but he's a cool looking figure. He's a white Black Panther. So anyway, that's it for Okoye. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure that you like and subscribe and all the fun YouTube stuff down below. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Okoye, both the figure specifically and the character in general. And we will talk to you next time. Bye.